Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a year in review video, a channel update video, and a 10,000 subscriber kind of video. So I just want to say I appreciate everyone for subscribing and joining the community. We have over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and we're just about to hit 5,000 members on Discord, which is really incredible. I never thought that we would be getting this far so quickly, and I'm very happy that this is growing and we have an awesome community. If you have not subscribed, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell below. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out in the new year. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but I just wanted to kind of review what has happened through this year on the channel, kind of recap things that have been milestones, especially for new people to the channel and that type of thing. So the first kind of milestone for the year was January 10th, I released the Rook 180 printer. Really cool printer, basically a big brother to the Rook. It is a 180 by 180 build area 3D printer. It has independent Z motors, so it does Clipper Z tilt, so it can auto level its own bed. The frame is completely 3D printed. It's a very, very cool printer, and I honestly haven't done enough videos on it. Like with a lot of my builds, I made one build video on it and like maybe a short, and then you just never seen the printer again, which is sad because it's such a cool printer. And Canrog, who is a member of the Rohan design team, he fully updated the printer to Mark 1 release. So the step file is out on my Patreon right now if you want to get it early. I am printing the parts out right now and I will put it on printables for everyone, but that's going to take a couple weeks just to get it all printed out, make the printables page, transfer all my parts over from the original version onto the new one. But it's got some really cool new features and it is a really great final version of the printer. So that is Rook 180, and we have changed the name of it to Bastion. So there's that. February 2nd, I released the Rook Mark 1. So this is the final iteration of the popular Rook 3D printer. So very cool milestone. A lot of really nice quality of life features put into that. We went to single belted Z, a lot of cool stuff with that. So very cool milestone in February. Also, I didn't make a video on this, but the Rook is officially over 1 year old now. It was actually November 12th when I released the very first Rook video. So happy birthday to the Rook, and I'm glad to see all the people that have come into the community just from the Rook printer. It has really exploded this channel a lot. So February 26th, I actually announced the Fabrico Rook MK1 kit, which is really awesome. Fabrico was one of the first companies to actually get a Rook on board. So that's really, really cool. I'm still actually building my Fabrico Rook. I'm just about to do the final steps. We'll do like the clipper install and things like that. So check out my channel. There's a build series on that kit on my channel. April 9th, I released the Rook 2020. This is another very popular printer, and this is for people who really like the simplicity of the Rook, but maybe wanted a actual 2020 extrusion frame. So we basically took all the parts over and we made the Rook 2020. This is definitely help from Canrog. He did the work on the Rook 2020. I, of course, didn't have time, so I just gave him, you know, a little bit of CAD and things like that, and he kind of did everything else. That's actually the printer you're seeing right here. So I am doing live streams on this printer, doing a Rook 2020. This is the Mark 1 final release version, which is really cool. But yeah, this is a really great option for people just getting into Core XY 3D printers, their first build, and maybe they don't want so many big printed parts. This is a great choice for that. April 16th, I released the Rook Evolution. I don't know if you can see it back there. Another cool printer, and kind of just, I took everything that I learned from all of the Rook printers and I wanted to make a version that could print ABS. Cool printer. It was available on My Mini Factory for purchase only. Relatively inexpensive, but I put a lot of time into CAD, like way more CAD than any other printer, just because there were so many printed parts. We definitely have some serial numbers from it on the Discord. Some people have built it. It's a cool printer and it's a very fun build. Probably not for everybody, so just kind of note that. I have archived the printer, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but the channel is still fully active on my Discord and there are still people building the printer. Next thing to talk about, in addition to the Rook Evolution, is Fortress. This printer it was my own fault. I was designing it at the same time I was designing the Rook Evolution. I got burnt out on Fortress and the printer is just dead. I'm not doing anything with Fortress. A printer of that size will come back in the form of probably like a Panda 180 size. I just don't like the printer at all. I'm not really happy with Fortress. I will put the step file on My Mini Factory and I'll give it out to anyone who's on Discord on the Fortress channel if they want the step file. So yeah, Fortress is dead. Like I say, I'll probably do something with the Prusa Mini bed in the form of like a Panda Mini build or a Panda 180 build. So there's that. September 4th, I actually released the Panda Mini. This is my dedicated compact ABS printer. It's about a 140 by 140 build size. I've only done a couple videos on it. There's going to be a lot more coming in the new year. But it is a very nice printer in beta form. It is still beta. There are people building it on Discord right now. I'm going to be doing a bunch of updates to the printer, so just note that if you're interested in building Panda Mini, you maybe want to build now or maybe you don't. Just kind of take a look at the Discord. It is still beta. Things will be changing on it, but it is a very cool high performance 3D printer for both PLA and ABS. So that's kind of the year in review. Those are the big milestones that have happened. What I'm working on right now is, of course, I am working on Panda Mini and I am working on full-size Panda. So the full-size Panda is going to be a 250 by 250 by 250 3D printer that can print ABS and PLA. It is meant to be a quick printer that's going to replace Simple Core, my Simple Core series of printers, which have been archived. And again, we'll talk about the archive in just a moment. So right now, I am actively working on Panda Mini and Panda. They're going to be very similar printers, and that's my focus right now. I'm not going to be moving on to another printer until those printers are in a good place and I can put out a first release of them. After Panda and Panda Mini are done, I am going to revisit my cross gantry printer, which is called Defiant. Again, another printer where I released like the beta version of it, and I haven't done another video on it. So it's going to get a minor update. I want to make sure the belt tensioning is just a little bit better. A few tweaks here and there. There have been, I believe, one person on the Discord who's built his and he really likes it. So again, very cool printer. It is an expensive printer, right? It's about $1,000 Canadian. It is a cross gantry printer, so there's a lot of linear rails in it, but it is a very, very robust printer and it does print very well. So look out for more videos coming on Defiant in the new year as well. Once Defiant is done, I am very excited. I'm going to be designing a small Delta 3D printer. So a Delta 3D printer this size. I'm hoping that this will get more people into custom builds and get more people into Delta 3D printers. Deltas are still one of my favorite 3D printers. They're very mesmerizing to watch, and I think a small inexpensive Delta 3D printer will be very cool for people to build and get into. So I'm very excited for that. But again, I'm gonna slow down a little bit in the new year. We're gonna focus on Panda, Panda Mini, make those awesome. I'll do a small update on Defiant, and then I'm gonna start working on the little small Delta 3D printer that I have planned. So what do I mean by archiving? So essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my printer lineup much easier for beginners or new people coming into the channel or to the Discord to figure out what printer they want to build. So all my Rook printers are going to stay fully active. There's a huge community around them, lots of mods, lots of people building. I do want to archive Simple Core, and I want to archive Rook Evolution, because I'm not going to be devoting any more time into them. They're still good printers, you can still build them, and they are still on my Discord channel. You just won't find them on my website, and I'm not going to be taking Simple Core and putting it on printables or anything like that. They're functionally complete, they're done. They're just kind of sitting on my Discord. There's not going to be any new releases on those printer, and that's what archived means. It doesn't mean I'm deleting them or, removing the files or anything like that. Simple Core is on GitHub. It'll stay on GitHub, that type of thing. So that's what I mean by archiving. Definitely feel free to still build them if you like. I know there's people who comment on my videos every day about Simple Core, and I always point them to the Discord and say, it's very active. People are building Simple Core. There's a lot of information on there, and it still is a good printer. So that's kind of what archiving, I mean by archiving. And yeah, that was kind of the year-end wrap-up. We really grew a lot this year. 5,000 subscribers we've grown by, and had a lot of successful videos. I hope to do a lot more in next year. If anyone doesn't know, I am doing a lot more live streams. I try to stream every weekend. Generally, I try to stream later in the afternoon my time on Saturdays. Sometimes I do stream on Sundays if I can't make Saturday work. So there's going to be build videos on those streams. We'll do tuning streams. I do want to do a 10,000 subscriber kind of hangout. I think there'll be some giveaways and stuff on that stream. So just a lot of really cool stuff coming. And of course, I have other videos coming out, not just new 3D printers. I will mention also, I am starting to roll out some perks for Patreon members. So the first perk is already live. It is a filament scraper with a bolt size. I actually have it right here. Kind of a bolt size checker. So this is available for anyone on Patreon that is in at least the lowest tier, which is only $3 a month. You can download the step file and the STL file for this filament scraper. I use these all the time because they don't damage your bed, and they're just really nice to have. So this is the first perk that will be on Patreon. I also have another perk that's coming out, and it will be my ITX case. In the background, I have been designing and 3D printing a small ITX computer case. It's completed. I'm just doing some reliability testing with it right now. It's on my daily driver computer, which is off camera. So look out for a video on that. And like I say, as long as you are a minimum $3 a month subscriber on Patreon, you get the files included in your Patreon subscription. Both this file and the ITX case file, I will put on My Mini Factory for just an extra $1. I know there's people out there who don't like Patreon. That's totally fine. If you want the files, you can still go to My Mini Factory and grab them. I do have a third file that will be available for Patreon and My Mini Factory coming out later. I'm not going to release or announce anything about it yet. It's very close to being done, and I'll do some videos on it as well. So I just want to say again, thanks to everyone for joining the community. creating a really awesome Discord community. We have a very chill community there. If you want help with 3D printing, Clipper, show off your builds, chat, I'm always on there. We have a lot of great people on there building all sorts of printers, Vorons. We have bamboo, people who have bamboo printers on there, Creality printers, like it doesn't matter. Join the Discord and have some fun, chat with some great people. And thanks again everyone for watching, and definitely stay tuned to the channel. We got some really cool stuff coming. Thanks.